Npfl match week 14 has come and we've enjoyed beautiful matches, beautiful display. Surprising result at some point, strengths.
Well, I'm really happy that the Npfl keeps us alive because despite everything that is happening in this country, shout out to all the Npfl players and all the staffs too, and all the journalists and media partners that travel to the north to cover games, because you know what's happening in the country, and I'm happy for that. Kudos to the Npfl board too for making sure that enough security is there in the stadium too. But talking about all the results, my surprise, well, it's not like a surprise to me, but it's a surprise to so many people out there. And Nash Yusuf, their year's goal scorer last season, the man that's supposed to be in the Super Eagles squad, is doing it again this season in the Npfl, and he might likely be one of the few to do a double, winning the Golden Boots back-to-back in the Nigerian Premier Football League. That is when all these things doesn't get into his head, because I understand that he was not rewarded accurately last season, winning the Golden Boot. He did not get that hype, did not package him, did not brand him well. But there are some players that would experience that kind of thing, and at the end of the day, they just leave the league and go and play maybe in Ghana or in South Africa or in any league that is like appreciative more than the Npfl. But I'm happy that he did not let that get into his head, and he's doing it again. That's to show you that last season wasn't a flip for Nash Yusuf. And Salisu Yusuf too is on top of the Nigerian Premier Football League. Nasarawa United are one of the title contenders as we speak in the Nigerian Premier Football League.
And as Yusuf, he didn't start the matches for Nasarawa United when the season started, but at this moment, 6 goals, top on the list. That's a prolific striker. That's somebody I think should be encouraged. But at this point, I don't want to go into that conversation because I don't know the situation with the Super Eagles right now. But let's go deep into the Npfl match day 14. Surprising results at some points. We saw Abia Warriors, they drew goalless against Bendel Insurance. And surprisingly, Kano Pillars, they won their match.
Well, the noisy Lagosians, because I think that stuff that used to happen with Sporting Lagos now is now happening with Ikorodu. But I'll cut Ikorodu City some slacks because they have been doing very well in the Nigerian Premier Football League this season. Even when, let's not forget that Ikorodu had like a overhaul at the beginning of the season. The club chairman or people in the administrative role of the club actually left. The likes of Oganla Media actually left Ikorodu to Shooting Stars, and the coach of Ikorodu, Nurudeen Aweworo, too, left Ikorodu to Shooting Stars. But when you want to bring these two teams together head to head, Shooting Stars and Ikorodu so far this season, you see that Ikorodu are still in their element. They are still getting the points at home. But you always know that in the Npfl, it's always very difficult to get points away from home. And anytime Kano Pillars gets to play against Ikorodu, it's always like a cagey game, especially if Ikorodu are playing away from home. So I'll cut them some slack. But what people are saying now, and what like many people are out there saying about Ikorodu, is that everyone are getting the points from Kano Pillars. Then it's now your turn to get the point from Kano Pillars. You now look as if Kano Pillars want to use them to pick up form and maybe get out from the relegation waters. But Kano Pillars are still down number 20th in the relegation. So, and Kano Pillars on the other hand, they just need one game to gain the momentum. It's always one game you need to gain the momentum if you are on a run bad of form since the beginning of this season. So kudos to Kano Pillars for at least looking for how to get that victory. It was very important they got that victory against Ikorodu City. Let's just cross our fingers and see if Kano Pillars can actually survive the relegation, because there's a whole lot of pressure on Kano Pillars right now. A whole lot of pressure in the club's chairman, in the administrative role to Ahmed Musa too. There's a whole lot of pressure. Rabi Ali too. There's a whole lot of pressure. There's a whole lot of pressure from Kano fans as a whole. So they definitely need to go out from that relegation waters. They want to go out from that relegation waters, and if you want to go out from that relegation waters, you have to be one of the best. Ikorodu City currently in the Nigerian Premier Football League are one of the best. So now they have beaten Ikorodu City. On to the next four, Kano Pillars now. Where are they traveling to? If they travel away from home, are they going to pick a point? Because if they should beat Ikorodu City now, they have beaten Ikorodu City and travel away from home and pick at least a point, that would be a morale booster for Ahmed Musa and the boys and Rabi Ali too. So I want to see Kano Pillars, because when you're mentioning like top teams in the Nigerian Premier Football League, you have to bring Kano Pillars into the conversation. But I already said it before that they need a game to gain momentum, and Ikorodu City too. I don't blame them for this loss, because they are doing well away from home too. So Ikorodu, see, any team that will play against Ikorodu this weekend in Lagos, just get ready that you go and not pick any point, because Ikorodu definitely want to come back into winning ways.
Well, Nasarawa United have gone back top of the log right now. They won El Kanemi Warriors 3-0. That's how champions behave. That's how champions make statements. And Nasarawa United, for me, I think they are likely going to get the champion. They are likely going to be named the champions at the end of this year's campaign. Don't you think so?
Well, I think it's still early days when we start saying things like Nasarawa United being the champions of the Nigerian Premier Football League, because when the likes of Rivers United get kicked out from the CAF Champions League back to the Npfl, they will definitely want to reward themselves. And I said this before, I sat down here and said that Rivers United needs to win the Nigerian Premier Football League as a reward for their hard work and what they have been able to put together as a team in Nigeria and on the continent of Africa too. So you saying Nasarawa United are like going to end up being the champions of the Nigerian Premier Football League is early. I will have to wait until they are champions before I can say, oh, congratulations to Nasarawa United, because I understand, no disrespect to Nasarawa United, they are title contenders, but they are not the champions. So we have to keep that in our mind too, and I'm keeping that in my mind too. Kudos to Salisu Yusuf, the coach of Nasarawa United. Kudos to Mohamed Gaba, to the young man that is still, I think, 20 years or will be 20 in the next couple of months. And kudos to this man, Anas Yusuf, too. Those are the people that are holding this team together. They all the team players, too. They are playing like a team. And let's not forget that Anas Yusuf was not available for Nasarawa United for some time now, since the beginning of the season. But they have been able to grind. They are grinding out the result. They are getting the goals. And that means Salisu Yusuf was not building the team around Anas Yusuf last season. They can do it without Anas Yusuf, and even though Anas Yusuf is with the team, they are still doing it. So that's when you know a good coach, and that's when you know a coach that can get the job, the maximum result from the limited resources. Without Anas Yusuf, that means they were limited, but that did not stop them from not getting the result. They still kept their head up and got results that kept them on the log, that kept them here on top of the log as we speak now. So congratulations to Nasarawa United. I just hope that this lasts. So Nasarawa United, this is a message to you now. If you cannot win the Nigerian Premier Football League, you have to be on the continent of Africa. I don't know how you're going to do it, but with the kind of football you guys are playing now, I want to see you in the quarterfinal of the President FA Cup and still try to contend for the Nigerian Premier Football League, because that's how to balance. I don't want to start seeing what we saw last season, because I don't want to see the kind of situation we saw in the continent of Africa last season, where Kwara United went there flatter to deceive and all of that. So we want to see a team that, okay, we know that if they get into the continent, they would give account of why we Nigerians should support them and we Nigerians should trust in them. Because when you're talking about teams that should go into the continent, Ikorodu, Nasarawa United, sure, those are the teams I feel should go into the continent. So Nasarawa United, if you're not winning the Premier League, you should make sure that you qualify for the continent.
Well, for me, I don't think the conversation right now is about teams that will qualify to the continent. It's not just about how well we will do in the continent. It's about how well we can promote, improve our football, improve everything, every aspect of our football. That should be the conversation right now, because talking about continents, I don't think we are there yet. However, Barao FC lost 2-0 against Remo Stars in Abeokuta. Now, something happened in that match. I saw some disturbing pictures where we saw and heard that some Barao FC fans destroyed the seats at the stands of the Abeokuta, Npfl Abiola Stadium at the Abeokuta. Yeah. So I don't know why, even in Kano, we see that happen. And now they are going away, and we are now seeing disturbing pictures like that too.
Well, it's frustration. Yeah, that's like frustration. I know when the game is like, it's a game that you're supposed to win or you're supposed to pick a point, and at the end of the day, you end up dropping all 3 points after the high spirit and after everything. It's always frustration. You don't know if that maybe player is an ultimatum that, see, if you don't perform well, see what will happen here and all of that. So I would say this, that they will definitely sanction them and they will have to pay for it, as long as it did not affect the player, they did not injure anyone. At least it was just the chest. It's replaceable than replacing the eyes or replacing the ear. So Npfl board should come out and sanction them. We used to see this kind of things too in the Premier League too, in the English Premier League, where some coaches would just be angry and we know when so many players destroy some play some fans' phone too. So and all those stuff. So it's just frustration. And after the game, you just have to keep your head back, and that's to know a player that is a player that knows how to manage emotions after a defeat. So that's like the psychological aspect of being a footballer too. So you just have to learn and you just have to move on to the next. But congratulations to Remo Stars. I saw some disturbing pictures to Victor Mbauma too. I'm happy that I got a goal for Remo Stars after a whole lot, after the hype. But see, there is no need to get a goal now. You were supposed to get a goal when you're playing against Mamelodi Sundowns. But that is aside. And for Remo Stars, congratulations to them. Can they come back to winning ways? That's a big question that maybe only the coach can answer.
Well, can they come back to winning ways? Well, I doubt that.
Well,
Bayelsa United, they know how to go out and get points away. They just know how to do it. This season, they've been able to get points away from home, and they did it again this weekend. They drew 1-1 against Wiki Tourist. What do you think Bayelsa United are doing on the road that they are not doing back at home?
Monday Odige. That's what they are doing on the road. Monday Odige is the difference, because I don't know why you're winning away or you're picking points away from man and fail to pick maximum 3 points at home. Because if you want to compete at high level, if you want to become like a very good team, a resolute team in the Nigerian Premier Football League, you have to pick all 3 points at home.
So can you justify why you say Monday Odige happening to them on the road and at home?
Well, I think the experience, because he's a coach that understands the terrain, that understands the Nigerian Premier Football League, even from the NNL too. So you understand how to grind out result, and you understand what it takes to get result. Because carrying Bendel Insurance when he was the coach of Bendel Insurance from the NNL and playing some unbeaten, he was on a very nice unbeaten run, winning the FA Cup and qualifying Bendel Insurance to the continent of Africa. That's to show you that this guy understands everything and he's got what it takes to pick points away from home. But now it all boils down to the players, because when I was watching an NNL match, I sat down and I was asking myself that what points do we know that a coach is a coach? If a team loses a game, we blame the coach and we blame the players. Because I was like, I would ask maybe someone that is more advanced than me, like maybe a coach that is more advanced, like at what point can we blame the coach and at what point should we blame the players too? So at this point, I think Bayelsa United players are to be blamed, not getting point at home, because when you're playing at home, it's like your own team. It's like your own team. Everything is for you. Everything is in your favor, the fans and everything. It's your home. It's a tough you understand very well. You understand where you stand and kick the ball. That the ball, like you understand even the breeze and everything, you can calculate everything because you train almost every day on that turf. So Bayelsa United not picking necessary point at home is what will limit them this season. You cannot be picking point away from home and not picking point at home. It's just like you are just putting water inside a basket. That's just what Bayelsa United are doing now. So I just hope that they learn and come back. Wiki Tourist, a very resolute side. We all know what Wiki Tourists are made up of. We all know how they came from the NNL to the Npfl, and we all know what, if they want to frustrate teams, we all know how they can frustrate teams. So you picking a point against Wiki Tourists, it's something that you should rejoice and come back home, build on that, and win your game. 3 points very important in the Nigerian Premier Football League. I forget the 1 point that you pick away from home. 3 points, very, very important.
Well, the 1 point as well when you pick it away from home is also very, very important. That's the situation of Bendel Insurance. They went to Abia Warriors and they were able to draw. Goalless, that match ended. Abia Warriors seems to be playing a beautiful pattern of football. They are a very good tactical side. But they flatter to deceive when they get to the final third. They are not utilizing their chances. And that is what I think they seem to be suffering right now. But what do you think about the situation of Coach Imama Amakpakabo of Abia Warriors going against Kennedy Boboye?
Two giants. Like, we have to give respect to all those two, Imama and Kennedy Boboye. They have paid their dues in Nigerian football, and they just know themselves. They have made themselves countless number of times, on the side of the pitch. And you say something about Abia Warriors not being clinical in front of goal. That was what limited them to not qualify for the continent, for the Confederation Cup next stage, like the preliminary rounds of the CAF Confederation Cup, because they had so many chances at the Gosola Akpabio International Stadium. I don't know what's wrong with their striker, Godwin Obaje. He was the highest goal scorer in 2016 in the Nigerian Premier Football League. I don't know why he's not in his element. This is a player that he knows, he understands this thing. He has been in Nigerian football. He's one of the icons when we're talking about Nigerian football, and he'll be the legend. He's already a legend in Nigerian football. So I don't know why he's finding it very difficult, because if you have a player like Godwin Obaje in your team, you're supposed to perform very well. Look at the kind of thing Rabi Ali is doing for Kano Pillars. He's stepping up to the party, but it's very rare before you see Godwin Obaje coming to the party for Abia Warriors. So they should learn how to utilize that chances. They should be clinical in front of goal, because in the last couple of games, Abia Warriors are not picking that point. At some point, they were always it was always Nasarawa United, Abia Warriors, Nasarawa United, Abia Warriors, before even Ikorodu came into the mix. So I don't know why they are not consistent winning their games, and they are not consistent wanting to contend for the title too, or maybe contend for a Champions League spot in the Nigerian Premier Football League. So I feel Imama should go back to the drawing board, talk to these players, see, everything boils down to the players, because if you don't get this win, it's on you, and it's on the coach too. So the coach has the duty to talk to these players. I understand the man is like a father to them too. I like the way he relates with them. He have to talk to them. Since they played against Eyimba, I don't know what happened. Since they played against Eyimba, there has been Abia Warriors is not the same Abia Warriors we started watching at the beginning of the season, picking points away from home too, and all of that. So they should, Imama, please talk to your players, talk to Abia Warriors players, make sure that they get the job done in your next game. So, and for Bendel Insurance, Kennedy Boboye. Kennedy Boboye is the coach I love, but he's also a coach I don't love because of what he did to a team. But it's all good. Kennedy Boboye is a coach that understands his element too. He understands what it takes to coach a club like Bendel Insurance, and it's a very big point for them going away from home to pick that point from Abia in Abia State back to Benin City. On to the next for Kennedy Boboye. Bendel Insurance have been a little bit shaky this season, so he's still trying to understand and to structure the team back to the Bendel Insurance we know. So we have to give him time. He still have a whole lot of time to come back into winning with Bendel Insurance, and it's a very big one, a very big motivation in picking points against Imama and Mapakabo. So let's just see if Kennedy Boboye can bring back Bendel Insurance to maybe compete for the CAF Champions League or the CAF Confederation Cup spot.
That's it for match week 14 for Nigerian Professional Football League. Npfl match week 14. As it stands right now, Nasarawa United on the top, followed by Ikorodu City and Rivers United. Abia Warriors is somewhere down there.
Imagine Rivers United, they have not played, they have I think 3 now. They'll have 3 or 2 outstanding games, and they are still third on the log.
Well, and the bottom 4, Kano Pillars, Barao FC, Bendel Insurance, and Kun Khalifa FC. Meanwhile, Kun Khalifat were able to draw their last match. This is the Locker Room Central. The NNL trends. NNL match week 2. We saw match week 1. We saw beautiful results coming out from different quarters. We saw beautiful performances from some very prolific players that you will not think you see those kind of performance in an NNL match. But we saw that happening. And now match week 2. Interesting results. We saw, I know you were in the Uyo Township Stadium the other day to see the match of Akwa United against Abakaliki FC. How would you rate that performance of Akwa United as against the first match they played against Solution FC?
Well, I would say out of a 10, I'll give them a 6 because they won the game, so it has to be above average. Yeah, I'll give them a 6. Akwa United is still a club that there's so much pressure and there's a whole lot that fans are expecting from them. They want them to come back to the elite football of Nigerian League, that's the Npfl. So they defended well against Abakaliki FC, but most of the balls Abakaliki FC got most of the balls, and they were keeping the ball on the ground. They got most of the possession too, but Abakaliki were not good in their final third. They were not creating chances. I don't even know if they had. Okay, I saw a shot on target from a free kick, from Abakaliki FC. I think that was the biggest chance they had in that very encounter. And Akwa United, I say this, they may not play the best brand of football, but they are getting the point. The point is very important. See, nobody will come and ask you how you got it. As far as you've gotten it, that's a big deal. If you draw, that's when they will come asking, and if you lose, that's when they come asking. So no one is paying attention to the fact that Akwa United are not playing well, but they are paying attention to the fact that they are getting the result, and that is what everybody wants them to do, and that's what myself, I want them to do. Get the result when it's very early now in the NNL, because see, the NNL is not the NNL Akwa United left. The NNL is competing. I will not say it's competing with the Npfl, but the quality we see in the NNL is almost like what we see in the Npfl, apart from the officiating. But the quality of play, the kind of goals we see in the NNL is almost what we see in the in the Npfl. And kudos to Francis Erikan getting the goal, the only goal for Akwa United, winning that game by 1-0. From set pieces, let's not forget, against Solution FC, their first game, their 2 goals came from set pieces, and this goal too, at some point, somehow it came from set piece because it was from a corner. It was not cleared well by Abakaliki FC player and the former Dakada FC player Erikan. He just very nice touch, and he just blast the ball into the back of the net. That gave Akwa United the massive 3 points. So now on to the next for Akwa United. So many people are saying that they are playing against underdogs. They played against Solution FC, Abakaliki FC. Anytime they see these two are not even supposed to meet in their history, but because of where Akwa United have demoted themselves to, that's why they are playing together. They are not supposed to meet in their history. Abakaliki FC is not a club that's supposed to play against Akwa United, apart from maybe friendlies. Because it will take the next 5 years before you see Abakaliki FC in the Npfl, even Solution FC too. So Akwa United should play very good brand of football. They are going away from home, and you are going away from home in the NNL. See, the NNL, I said it before, that the NNL is not the NNL they left. You are going away from home, like in Ekiti. They are playing their next game against Ekiti United. They need to win this game for fans to know that, okay, they are back and they have an ambition to come back to the Nigerian Premier Football League. And Akwa United have had this problem of not picking away points. We saw last season when they got relegated. They had this problem of not picking away points in the Nigerian Premier Football League and in almost all their matches too. So it's their own to lose. If they go out there, if they should pick a draw, that's a morale booster. That's a big one for Akwa United. So Akwa United have had the luxury of opportunity to play 2 straight home games, 6 points, 3 goals, and 2 clean sheets for Akwa United. That's a good way to start the NNL.
That's a good way to start the NNL, definitely. And we can't just talk about the NNL without talking about Gospel Akpabio United FC. They won their first match 5-1. It ended against First Bank FC. And against Thomas FC in Abeokuta, they flattered to deceive. They lost that match 3-1. It ended. What do you think is the situation right there with Gao FC that made them lose that match 3-1?
Well, they were stormed by Stormers FC. That's the sad reality. And winning against First Bank FC, I've seen why they won against First Bank FC, because Sporting Lagos won against First Bank FC too. And I don't know, but Gospel Akpabio United FC is a team that they just have to know what they want. I don't know what they want. Everyone wants to promote, but do they really want to promote? What have they put in place to make sure that, they promote? They have to be plan A, they have to be plan B. If plan A is not working, you fall back to plan B. And what is that plan B for Gao FC? That's a big question now, because you cannot lose 3-1 away from home, and you are saying that you want to promote in the Nigerian Premier Football League. And you've seen their group now. Let's say, okay, it's going to be a 3-horse race. Let's say Akwa United, Sporting Lagos, and Gao FC. Out of these 3, a normal citizen of Nigeria will not say Gao FC will promote.
But that's the reality. Don't forget, this is football and anything can happen. And also, the fact that they lost is not really, it doesn't really, sometimes the result at the end of the match is not really what we saw happen in the pitch of play. Okay? We see matches where they will gain possession, make all the efforts, get shots on target, but they couldn't score. But they ended up losing the match. You've seen this team play through the preseason. You've seen this team play against some very prolific sides as well. So it doesn't mean because they lost 3-1 against Stormers FC, doesn't mean they do not have the plans to gain promotion. And again, you're not one of the staff members of GAL FC for you to know, okay, what's the plan A, what's the plan B. But looking at the way they play their football and looking at where they were last season, the crop of players now, what do you think is going to be the outcome of the match between GAL FC and Rovers FC come next weekend?
You talked about playing a very good brand of football, gaining possession too. I watched GAL FC last season in the NNL, and that was the same thing they were doing. They were gaining possession, but they could not win a game. They could not win their away games too. Yeah, they got possession. Trust me, GAL FC plays very good brand of football. Yeah, but what always happened in the final third? What always happened to the strikers? What always happened to the wingers too? Not getting the goals at the point which they need the win. That's a big question now for GAL FC. It's not about playing. See, no one will ask Thomas FC how you won GAL FC. They have won. Abakaliki FC, I told you, they played very good against Akwa United, but Akwa United won. We are not sitting down here asking how did they win, but they won. That's what we are talking about here. So now GAL FC have lost. Now we are not talking about, okay, they played well. I didn't mean Somers FC played well, but GAL FC won the game. We will not say if GAL FC played well or not. At that, see, in Nigerian football, win the game. There's nobody that will sit down here and clap for you that, okay, yeah, you played good brand of football. Yeah, congratulations to you, on to the next. You can do it. This is not England. This is not France. This is not Italy. This is not Spain.
Trent, we are talking about.
You have to.
They have to be a winner and they have to be a loser.
They have to be a winner.
Yeah, Stormers FC won against GAL FC, yes. Now I'm asking, with the situation of the results so far, what do you think will be the outcome of the match between GAL FC and Rovers FC next weekend? Don't forget, Rovers, they lost their first away match and where they are right now in their second match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, head to head. I'll always go back to history. GAL FC have met Rovers 2 times, apart from pre-season, 2 official times in the NNL. GAL FC drew at the Uyo Township Stadium, and Calabar Rovers beat them at the UJ Sweeney Stadium. Head to head, Calabar Rovers are the better side. Calabar Rovers have been in this game for a very long time. Calabar Rovers understands the Uyo Township Stadium more than GAL FC understands the Uyo Township Stadium. No disrespect to them. But Calabar Rovers have been coming here and have been playing NNL matches even against Dakada FC, yeah? Even against Akwa United too. So Calabar Rovers understands this team. And it will be a bizarre situation if Calabar Rovers comes to Uyo Township Stadium again and pick a point against GAL FC. Well, I think that's like the match that I will know if GAL FC really wants to promote to the Nigerian Premier Football League. Let me just wait. I'm not throwing shades on them right now, but the way they are playing, they have to win a game. In Nigerian football, you have to win a game. Don't give excuses. But against Calabar Rovers, I don't know what the outcome will be, because head to head, I said it before, Calabar Rovers are the better side when they get to play against GAL FC, and they know how to pick a point at the Uyo Township Stadium. So we will know if GAL FC are ready, if they should win Calabar Rovers. But as things stands now, Calabar Rovers are the better side over GAL FC.
Well, I don't think I want to differ from what you said. Calabar Rovers are not a better side against GAL FC. GAL FC won their first match of the season 5-1, yeah, against First Bank FC. Calabar Rovers, they lost. And right now, GAL FC, with their current crop of players, I think, have what it takes to defeat Rovers FC come next weekend. That's a conversation for another day. As we stand right now, Trent, we can't end this and not talk about the situation with Rivers United. Rivers United in their CAF match, they went to play against Pyramid FC in their first group stage matches. They lost 3-0. And they are playing their next match against RS Beken on Friday. What is the fate of Rivers United in this group?
Well, against Pyramids, I just have one thing: don't concede more than 3 goals. And Finidi George did not concede more than 3 goals. But the problem I have with Rivers United is that why will you allow one player to score a hat-trick? An hat-trick. Bro, did you see the goals? Queue for quality. Like, for real. I saw the goals and I was like, when will we see this kind of goals without penalty? Like, queue for quality, like, hat-trick. But now, what happened to Rivers United? The first half was balanced. The first half was okay. They defended well. They played as if they want to play in the CAF Champions League. They defended well. Well, I'll cut them some slack, so, because these Pyramids, they are the best team in Africa at the moment. Defending champions of the Super Cup, and also the defending champion of the inaugural edition of the FIFA African Asian Championship. So they have played so many competitions now, and they know the terrain. They understand what it means to play in the CAF Champions League, and they know what it takes. They are one of the best striker at Super Eagles. So, see, I just hope that Rivers United comes back against RS Berkane. Win RS Berkane at home. When you win RS Berkane at home, you go away from home, pick a draw against RS Berkane. Then, if Pyramids comes home, you pick a draw against Pyramids. Then, you see Power Dynamos, you beat them home and away and qualify for the round of 16. Very simple. Very, very. I've done the calculation for Rivers United. Very simple. Because should I count the points?
No, hold on. I hope Finidi Just is watching right now and he's going to apply that formula. That is what Trent is telling you, and please don't forget that is the concept, that's the formula for you to go through into the round of 16. That's how much we can take for this week's edition of the show. I don't need to ask you for your parting shot, Trent.
Please,
it was nice having you. Come on.
It's been a while I've been on this show, and you have never see, you guys did not miss me. Why?
It's nice having you back anyway. It's nice having you back. Welcome back.
I'll go back.
Okay. I'll be glad to have you again when you come back. All right, guys. My name is Bill. That's how much we can do. Bye-bye until next week. This is the Locker Room Central.
You're going to love it.